too stressed with financial success. Come progress with the Group to achieve your financial success.
Hi guys, Rhoda Melvin here with Tuesday's tax tip. Today's tax tip is called third quarter pulse check. What we want to do is we want to take where you are with regards to the taxes that you paid or have withheld from your paycheck, and compare that to what we estimate your 2018 tax to be. And I'm going to give you some hints on how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your estimated tax liability and compare that to your year-to-date taxes that have been withheld or that you've paid either through estimated payments or payment vouchers of some sort. Before we can even begin to determine what your estimated tax liability will be, we need to first determine what things have occurred in 2018 that will impact your tax liability. Here are some examples. Having a new baby, getting married, changing your job, starting or closing a new business, purchasing or selling a home. Maybe there was the death of a partner, a family member, or a child. You've adopted a baby, you went through a divorce. Maybe you had a distribution or withdrawal from a pensions or savings account. Maybe you moved from one state to another. Maybe you even retired. Or my favorite, you won the lottery. And once we know what things have impacted 2018, we'll add those into your calculations and we'll determine what your estimated tax liability will be. Then we want to determine how we're going to combat the new impact, whether the impacts have increased our tax liability or even decreased our tax liability. What do we need to do next? Here are some of the things that you can do depending on whether or not you have an increase or decrease to your tax liability for 2018. Start a legitimate business so you have some additional deductions. Maybe you want to open up a 401k or a SEP account and put away additional savings for your retirement. Maybe you need to look at changing your entity structure. You have a lot more income this year, which is going to put you in a higher tax bracket and expose you to more tax liability. So maybe you want to change the form that you're currently in from maybe an LLC to a C Corp or S Corp. Maybe you want to suggest making additional contributions to a charitable entity, changing your withholding or your W-2 if you're an employee, or possibly making or refraining from making any additional estimated payments. Okay, so just to recap, some of the things that you want to do is you want to determine how close you are to the estimated tax liability for the end of 2018 by comparing where you are now to what you're projecting your 2018 tax to be. You also want to identify any tax impacting events that have taken place that will have an impact on how much income you have to report or any additional expenses you may be able to take. You also want to plan now. There's approximately 61 days left for 2018 in which you can actually have some type of combat technique to offset what your potential tax liability will be. But in order to do that, you're going to have to speak to a professional. So if you need to speak to someone, click on the link below and we'll be able to assist you with your tax planning for the end of the year. Thank you.
Come progress with the Group to achieve your financial success.